ओ मेरे भाई।
So, part of our rice series, we'll do a rice today, which you would call a poor man's dessert. This comes from Punjab in Pakistan. Both East and West Punjab, half of Punjab is as part of India. Um, it does not have too many ingredients, and you will see why I called it a poor man's dessert. It's a rice dish which is sweet, so that makes it a dessert. Ingredients are very simple: water, bit of oil. Typically, back in the day, they would use ghee or butter. My preference is typically oil, especially any oil which does not have too much of flavor. Fennel, and that's about four ingredients: rice, oil, and gur. Gur is jaggery. Jaggery is, and let me show you first. This is what it looks like. So, what is it? In Punjab, people grow a lot of sugarcane, and what they do is they take the juice out of sugarcane, then they keep on cooking it to the point that it becomes a solid like this, and that becomes again a poor man's sweetener, sugar, whatever you want to call it. Um, Around late in the season, when you have plenty of sugarcane and you make a lot of gur, typically this kind of rice will be made. Let me show you the ingredients separately, and then we'll start the cooking process. So again, part of my ingredients: fennel, just for the flavor; rice basmati, typically they'll use in Punjab; gur or jaggery; and a bit of oil and water. This is my pot. I'll start the fire, and then I'll add a bit of oil. What I've done already, as the pan heats, I've already done my proportions. You know that I typically use this pan of cup of mine. I use 1.5 of rice, which I exactly did. Uh, then I put the jaggery in the container or in the bowl also. The reason I did all of this, there's a bit of weight involved. So what I did was rice, the 1.5 cup, which I use over here, which is technically speaking 2 cups of rice, is roughly 285 grams, which is roughly around the 10-ounce mark. What people do is when they cook, they keep the weight of the rice and jaggery or gur the same. I don't like my things to be that sweet, so my jaggery is around 7.5, 7 ounces, which is like 210 grams. That should be good enough. Then a couple of spoons of fennel, and that's about it. My pan has started heating. Let me add some oil. Not too much, spoon, spoon and a half kind of thing, just to coat the bottom. I'll put the fennel in it. What I'm waiting for is for the fennel to get to the point that I have a bit of a smell. So my fennel has been in the oil for a minute or so. I haven't done anything jaggery, but my fennel still needs some time. So what I'll do is, in the meanwhile, what I'm trying to do is just cut it smaller, because I want to dissolve this in warm water. I can almost start smelling the fennel roasting. I'm almost there to put my rice. Yep, I smell it. My rice, which was again cup and a half of this, which is really 2 cups, which I said is around 285 grams to 10 ounces. This goes in. If you have seen my rice series, my rules are typically amount of rice, double the water. In this case, I would not follow that rule. The reason is I'm about to make some sugar water out of the jaggery, so they will be liquid in it. So what I'll do in this case is, instead of doubling it, I'll keep half a cup back. So I typically would have put 3, so I'll put 2.5 of these, because I got 3 of my sorry, a cup and a half of my rice. 2 and 2.5. Now, remember one thing. This is something important to learn about rice. In rice, once you put any kind of a sweetener, be sugar, be gur, be anything else, um, it the softening part of the rice stops. So you have to cook this to a point that it's soft enough, but still leave enough because a bit of water has to uh, dissolve because whatever water will happen from here. What I'll do from here, I'll take another pan. I'll take a cup of water. I'll put that in, dissolve it. By the time I'm done, it will be left with half and a cup or a bit quarter, but not exactly a cup. So right now the rice is cooking or boiling on high heat. On medium heat, cup of water, actually cup and a half. But by the time I'm done with dissolving it, it would not be that much left. Now with the rice, if you've seen my other rices, what I do is I get the rice to a rolling boil. At the time when the rice will be boiling, I'll cover it, bring the heat to medium low, let it go, keep an eye on it, and around the time I see that the water is almost gone, I still keep the lid on and the switch the heat off, and the heat of the pan will keep on cooking the rice. I'll do the same logic over here. My jaggery or gur is dissolving in water. People today have started putting a lot of dry fruit in it. Surely you can, but as I said, back in the day, it wasn't done that way. My grandma, when she used to cook it, they were not too rich to begin with, so they will cook the way I'm doing it. Okay, so the rice, the water is all gone. The simple syrup with gur is all ready. I mistakenly earlier said 1 cup. Actually, I used this cup, which is 1.5 real cups. So I had to cook it a bit longer to get most of water evaporated. If you look at the rice, it's not totally cooked yet, but it's almost there. Now, all I'll do is pour this liquid on it. So what's happening right now? The rice is not 100% cooked, but I put this in. This will cook it a bit, but it does not soften it all the way. And I do like this kind of my rice to be. I won't use the word crunchy, but not totally soft. I'll cover with the lid now. I'll let it cook for another say 4 or 5 minutes on a very low heat. By that time, all the liquids would have disappeared. Then all we'll do is move the rice around and eat it. That's it. Lid on, and let's see you in a few minutes. Okay, so Gur Walay Chawal are done. Let me tell you some story behind it. Uh, you would have already seen an episode about zarda. That was another sweet rice which was made out of regular sugar and had a lot of dry fruit in it. When I was young, my mom would cook both this kind and the other kind. The other kind is more sophisticated, and most people actually love that. In my case, I always preferred what I cook today, and the funniest thing was that I would always prefer it to eat cold, not the day it's cooked, the day after, straight out of the fridge, and put some cream on it. Now, cream in Pakistan, the way it was done back when I was young, it was raw milk, cow milk, raw cow milk, and you will boil it at home. When you boil it at home, it creates a cream on top of it, which is very different than the cream that you find in North America in containers. That's very different. And my mom will just scoop it off and put it in a container and put it in the fridge. It becomes actually a very nice something to put on toast or something. So my preference would be rice like this in a bowl, bit of cream on top, and then eat it actually without heating it. So let me try what we did today, how successful I was. So on different things. The crunch of rice is the way I like. I think most people might find it not cooked enough, but it's just my own personal preference. If you do want to go softer than this, just go a bit longer in that boiling portion. Excuse me, I'm talking while I'm eating. Uh, the flavors panel is coming through excellent. I was worried about the amount of gur or the amount of the sweetener I put in. I think it worked out very well. So whatever I gave you, 285 grams, and against 200 something, I forgot the numbers. 10 ounces, 10 ounces of rice, and seven and a half ounce of gur. That was a very good number. I did make a mistake, as I said earlier, that when I was pouring water to dissolve the gur, I added a bit more, should have been less, but that's fine. It worked out. I do have to let you know that I said that I'll do the last a bit for like another 5 minutes. It really took me 10 minutes. So just for you to remember. So I hope there was something new, a different kind of rice that you saw me cook today. As I say goodbye, and as I always ask, like this video, subscribe to our channel and let's be friends together. Goodbye.